Abomination. I don't even know what to say. You anger me the more you speak. Y'all, this is bordering on the absurd.
Eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love up on it, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, spray like it's
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay?
You guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what it is. And if you hear my voice, you know that it sounds just a bit congested, child. Your good sis has been going through it, but God is good. I am yet healed, and I am back to talk 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, season 8, episode 15, Mayday. If you're just getting here for the very first time, we go couple by couple around here, and I talk about only what stood out to me, and then I get from before you, and you can carry on with the rest of your morning, noonday, evening, or night. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with Elise and Josh, because immediately is smoke in the city. We know that at the end of episode 14, we had met Nat, the woman who is fully funding Joshua's lifestyle, and Elise has a big problem with it because she feels as though Nat is manipulating him using her money. Because what grown woman is going to provide 100% for a full-grown man that she is not intimate with? Again, questions that need answers, but I fear Elise has bigger fish to fry. And so he leaves very early in the morning, allegedly, to go drive a boat that he sold. Again, I don't believe he sells boats. I do not believe he is a boat broker. I think he is a boat driver. I think he does pickups and drop-offs is what I feel about it right now. But she's crying. I don't know where he is. I don't know what's going on. I just can't take it anymore. I texted him this morning and he says he was out. And I go, who? With Nat? And he sent a back after that. And I just don't know what to do. She's in there talking to production, and apparently he's by this time on his way home, because as she's crying, losing her ish, he walks in, sees her crying, and walks out. The production's like, who was that? That was him. He saw me crying and he just walked out. And he's like, listen, I thought you needed a moment. You were emotional. You were crying. And I'm just over it. I don't like it. So anyway, they eventually reconcile, and it's decided that they need to have just a day, just the two of them. No Chris, no Nat, no outside interference. We just need to have a day where we can talk. He lets us into his world a little bit and lets us know that since his son has left to the opposite side of his country, that he hasn't been the same, and he's been deflated and really operating in less than his best self, right, since that time. And they're sitting down talking about different things, and she's sharing with him, the instability is freaking me out. You lied about a lot. I don't know what's really going on with you. I don't know where your head is at, but your living situation's odd. You're on a final warning at work, and I just need to make sure you're not using me. And he says, listen, ho, have I ever asked you for anything? I've never asked you for anything, not even your hand in marriage, ma'am. He says, have you paid for anything since you've been out here? She's like, no, but that's not really the issue. I'm just really more concerned. He's like, listen, I don't have time for this. I'm over you. Again, after having a really nice day together, again, it ends badly. They go home. They're sleeping in separate rooms already. She's complaining about how filthy the Airbnb is, but at no time does she get up to clean a thing. All right. Just full on complaints. And at this point, he's really feeling away because he's like, I really like this girl. I'm going through my own hardship right now, but I don't understand where she's at. She's emasculating me at every turn. He has a conversation with his bestie for the resty Chris. Chris is like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay or are you going to go? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I feel emasculated. She's saying that using her or want to use her, and that's not my deal. She had met the Tinder swindler before, and he had taken everything. So now we get back to Elise, and she's had some alone time, and she starts sharing about her first true love. This man that she was engaged to, that she moved to Florida with for the first time, and how she absolutely loved and adored him. And unfortunately, rest in peace to this young man, he passes away of self-inflicted, right? Self-elimination, if you will. And she says she's still devastated because of that, because she had no clue what was going on in this man's life. And then after it happened, She said she felt like she could never trust anyone again. And I found that quite interesting. Because when we talk about something so traumatic happening as someone that you love, you were going to build a life with, taking themselves out, for me, trust wouldn't be the first thing that came to my mind, or a justification of why she is the way she is right now being based on her inability to trust because this happened. I think what I would hope, right, all of us would do in that situation would not be to internalize that thing or make it about us, but sit in the grief of it and then wonder and ask ourselves questions about what was happening in the relationship. Who was I in the relationship? The questions that we can get answers from, right? Because the person who's no longer with us, they can't give us any answers as to that. And so I would have hoped that she would have done some real internal work and got some professional help, got on some lady's couch and really talked this out. But that's not the understanding that we get, right? But now she's justifying why she is the way that she is, why she doesn't believe the Nat situation and all of that. And so she really needs a lifeline at this point. So at this point, we get the parents on the line. And daddy's like, what's tea, sister? What's happening? And she's like, you know what? I really feel like he's a liar and I can't trust him. Dad's like, hold on. You're not going to mess this up. You're not going to mess this up for us. This is our one chance to get you out of here, sister. You are not about to mess this up. Dad basically says you need to get up off of him a little bit. Give room to breathe. Give him some room to figure this out. Take your time. You don't have to jump all in right now. Take your time and slowly get to know him. Just because things aren't ideal doesn't mean that he's a bad person. Now, do I feel like that was sage advice from a father? Not so much. I think she needs to take her ass back to Miami and figure out her life there and maybe do some of that internal work. But at this point, I think daddy and mama are just over her. Girl, you're not giving this a chance. You're doing too much. And we already know from our introductory episode with her, they don't trust her decisions. All right. They don't trust anything about her at this point. And I think it's sad because she is a 30-something-year-old woman at this point, and I really feel as though they want to offload her. We see she and Josh one more time together, and it's really more of the same. And at this point, he's sick of her. I'm sick of you, girl. Get out my face. I'm just really over this situation. And I fear next episode, we're going to see Nat again, and it's going to be more of the same, more explosions from her. And I'm not impressed. Now let's go over here to Aviva and Stig, because this is idiotic. This is just idiotic in every way possible. I just can't imagine going all the way over here to be with an F-boy. And not only be with an F-boy, but attempt to get pregnant by an F-boy. And somebody help me out. How long has she been there in order to have gotten pregnant and be able to test for said pregnancy? And wouldn't she have to be there for like a month or two? I don't know. Drop it in the comments and let me know. But Auntie Spring has gone home. All right. And now Aviva's here just to be stupid by herself. We see them and they're commiserating all about all of the trials and tribulations that they have been in during this relationship over these few short weeks, I believe, that they have been together, and they've really been through it. The allegations, the lies that came out about Stig, and yet she persevered, and now they're better than ever. Stig takes this moment to say, baby, I love you. I didn't want to say it before because I didn't want you to think I was for play. All right. This is real. And I wanted you to know I love you. I even wrote a song for you and I'm going to sing that next. And so they're talking about that. He's like, baby, when was your last cycle? She's like, I haven't gotten it. So I could be. He's like, let's go on our way to get this pregnancy test and see what that be like. But before we do that, we're going to go to this cooking class and you're going to learn to make me tortillas and tacos the real way. And I'm going to get turned on grinding and kneading the masa behind you. Y'all, I was so disgusted. And then they're eating the tacos and they have cornmeal all over their faces. I don't know what this was about, but it's just really gross to me. And I just don't know why this would be the man that you would want to procreate with. The more I think about it, I'm like, Aviva, girl, what? And every conversation is so superficial. Even the I love you, there's nothing deep. I came from a day of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, or just the 90 Day Fiancé franchise in general, where there was always going to be at least one or two couples that you were rooting for, that you were hoping for, that you believed in, that you felt something for. Now I fear that's not the case. Aviva is going to be with that man Stig, and I fear she's pregnant. I do. I fear she's pregnant with his child. Now, let's get over here to Emma and herself, because at this point, she's got no one. She who has nothing adores herself at this point, because we get to Morocco because now she believes she's about to come on a hot date with Muhammad. Now, I told y'all when we saw that text message a few episodes ago, and he said, well, I hope you're enjoying yourself, when she said that she was there, I said, that is not a man that wants to be bothered, sister. That's a man who can't stand you, who hates your stinking guts, right? But she's pressed it, and he has scheduled a lunch, and they're going to have a date together in Morocco, and she cannot wait. She's there, and time is ticking away, and she's still sitting there in her long wig pulled too much forward. And she eventually gets a text message. Leave me alone. I never want to hear from you again. And oh, by the way, I have a fiance. And what I want to say to you, Emma, is get out them people's country. It's ridiculous at this point. You are having meltdowns. You are screaming and hollering, dropping F-bombs around all of the people walking up and down the streets of Morocco. Girl, do you know that they can lock you up? Girl, do you know what can happen to you? What are you doing? It's so disrespectful to me to go there and just act a fool. So basically, he says he's engaged. She's spazzing out because we already know she feels like it's never her. It's always everyone else is engaged. Everyone else is happy. Everyone else is getting married except for her. So now she's screaming and hollering in these people's country, dropping all the F-bombs. I'm tired. I'm over these terrible men, all these degenerates. She says, F them all. And how is he engaged? I'm single, but he's engaged. What kind of world is this? Where am I living? What's going on? But you know what? I feel sorry for his new fiance because I know she's spending all of her coin on gifts for him and gifts from the family. At least that's what I was doing. So now it all comes out. Emma was paying to play with the Moroccan young men. She was paying to play over there. And again, take your ass home, girl. Go to LA. There's people out there for you, baby. My man, I guess, is really not here. Let me take off this ring and throw it into the sea of forgetfulness. And my thing is, I fear she's on another dating app. I'm wondering if they're going to, we got one more episode after this. I'm wondering if she's going to squeeze out another romantic connection while she's there. She's jobless. She says she's running out of money. So what else is there to do but meet another man in Morocco? Hey, what the hell? Now let's get on over here to Trisha and Rick. And I really enjoy Trisha's dad in this episode. He gives very kind and very much about his child. The conversation that he pulls her to the side to have is not audacious or aggressive or even domineering. It's a very kind conversation from a father to his daughter, right? And we can get into cultural ideals around how much say should a parent have in their child's relationship. But even so, we can tell that the men dominate in her community. However, it was a kindness to me. It was, I'm looking out for you. He says, sweetheart, you basically deserve better than this. Is this really the life that you want? Having to basically beg a man to have children with you or to be with you? Is this what you want? And he's basically like, I can't find any middle ground on this. And ultimately, you will have to choose. And I know it sounds so harsh, but the delivery was so kind. And I love that she had the opportunity to express herself as well in it and explain how she felt. And now she says one thing that really perturbed me and really got under my skin when she said Rick was a good man. Because I want to know, where is Rick a good man, sister? Where? Is it in that lopsided haircut? Is it in his mush mouth? Is it in his bad built box shaped body? Where is the good? Is it in his TikTok wig sales? Is it in his 2 toddlers that he has at home and 3 adult children? I don't know. And honestly, after this episode, if I wasn't sure before, I'm absolutely sure now. This man has already had a vasectomy. I believe it. I believe he has already had a vasectomy. I already believe there is no chance that he's ever going to have children with this lady. And that's the one thing that her family is depending on. We see him get out of the bunk bed, and of course he's the diva, like, oh my God, all the shavings from the wood on the bed are fell in my mouth and I don't know what to do. Now I have to take a shower. And he hops out there in that little bitty towel, and she's like, well, don't let them see any of you. The ladies are just cackling and making fun of him the whole time. And he's out there with these little cans of water trying to take his Fred Flintstone shower. And I'm just aggravated. Y'all know I hate to see him. I think he represents everything that's wrong with some older men. I think this was such predatory behavior. The whole idea that you're giving her a little coin every month to keep her, but really just so she can be your bed warmer when you get there. You have no real intentions or sights on this woman, in my opinion, not for the long lasting life of it all. You had a 5-day stint with Colombiana, sir. You don't really care about this lady. You just like the sex, in my opinion. Again, fathers, we don't marry for fun. This is about legacy. This is about kingdom building. This is about you having babies and us carrying on the line. I don't know why we're wasting any more time over here. And Rick's going to be forced to make a decision, and he feels as though he's not going to be rushed. So we are at an impasse with that. Or are we? Because Trisha, the best thing that could happen to you is for Rick to go home and never come back there, in my opinion. Now, let's get over here let's go to Lisa and Daniel first, because I really feel like Birkan and Laura and Michael, that was probably the most interesting throuple of this episode. But we go to see Uncle, because remember, Daniel said, listen, I can't drink, can't think without my uncle. All right. So we need to get over there. And immediately she's on edge. She starts hyperventilating. Oh my God, Daniel, he doesn't like me. What if he doesn't forgive me? Oh, Lisa, just wait. And so we get there to the designated meeting place, and Uncle walks through and hey, and Daniel's like, remember you told me, Uncle, if anything went wrong to call you? And he said, yes. And he said, well, something's gone wrong. Lisa has slept with her fellow women, and she has lied about being married. She is married even today. And I don't know what to do. Uncle says, an abomination. You deceived me. And now you want to cry? No, you do not get to cry. And she's crying all the more. But no, I'm not an abomination, Uncle. That's my past. America's really different. And Uncle in this moment gives some real tease to what it would be like if this is found out in Nigeria, like Daniel, consequences of something like this. And again, y'all go over there thinking it's a game, playing with these people's culture, cosplaying and doing all of that stuff. These are real things that you can get in trouble for just being and doing while you're there, or even just the idea that that's a part of you. You know what I mean? And I think she's so ridiculous with it. And so Uncle, she's begging and pleading all of this episode. Every time we see them, she is begging, pleading. At one point, she gets on her knees and he's like, I'm not good. Get up off of your knees. What are you doing? Oh, but Uncle, I'm so sorry. I'm not leaving without Daniel. I love him. He's the only man I ever want to have in my whole life. I want him so bad, Uncle. And she's crying again, back to, he's like, would she shut up? The more she talks, the more I am angered. She lied to me, and I don't like it. She's trying to play me now. I know what these crocodile tears mean. All right. And Daniel's like, but Uncle, I love her. Daniel proceeds to get on his knees too. So now they on their knees. Uncle, please. This is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. Uncle says, listen, I'm not God. I'm not the high chief priest. All right. That's a whole nother story. But in order to even talk to the high priest, you're going to have to go through me. And I don't know if I feel good doing it. Daniel says, listen, this is the only thing I've ever wanted in my whole life, Uncle. I respect you. All right. And Uncle says, because I'm a kind man with a gentle heart and a gentle spirit, and because I love you, my nephew, I will do this thing, and I will get counsel, and I will tell you what you will do. In the previews for the next episode, they are over there with the witch doctor. Now listen here. This is a PSA. Don't go over there playing with them people. Lisa should have been carried her ass back home to her daughter. All right. Do not go over there being a part of any sort of, listen, spiritual practice that you are not connected to. Damn it. This is a warning. What are y'all thinking about? That man got bones. He got candles. He blowing the liquid. What are you doing over there, Lisa? You ain't got no business carrying your ass over there. This is beyond the pale. And I can't even, y'all know how I feel about people showing closed practices on TV. But anyway, keep your ass away from there, Lisa. You ain't got no business doing over there. Her wig will fully be snatched at that point. So we're going to see it next episode, but it's ridiculous. I'm just overseeing her on her knees, crying and begging. Daniel is overseeing her on her knees too. The way he was looking like, girl, get up. But then he got down there and joined her. He want this green card so bad, y'all. He so bad. He wanted so bad. Now let's get back to violence. Let's go to Birkan, Laura, and Michael. This will be our final couple of the episode that we're discussing. And Birkan says, listen, keep your enemies close. All right. That's my plan. So he does this whole little fake apology to Michael. Michael, I know I went hard on you. I know violence. I know I did all that on my John Wick angry energy, my secret group that I'm a part of here in these Turkish streets. But now I'm ready to receive you in. Laura is smiling. There is not a scene that Laura is not smiling. And this is living out every secret fantasy that she's ever had in her life. She is like, I have two men going at it all about me. I love my life right now. She is eating every single bit of it up, and I hope her face is cracked next episode, because baby, the tea that was spilled during this, girl, you should have tightened up. You thought you brought Michael there thinking it was going to be cute and cake. You didn't expect him to tell your tea. But anyway, Birkan and Michael, they're going to have some alone time. And she's like, well, I want to be there. No, baby, Laura, you sit your ass over there and do your laundry. All right. Birkan said, no, I don't even need you to do my laundry today. I got it. I washed it. Me and Michael are going to have a conversation. And so basically we have a conversation with all three of them before they go. And I think your person should be your best friend. Well, aren't y'all best friends? Birkan says, because at this point I'm interrogating y'all, because what is your motivation, Michael? Why did you fly all the way over here? Is this really just a friend, or is there more, right? And so again, Laura's eating it all up. She loves the conflict. She loves all those things. Michael's got to go to his hotel. Eventually, we meet at the pool hall later, Birkan and Michael, for their alone time. They get there, honey, and Birkan has his mind all made up because he thinks he knows what's tea. He thinks he has peeped the game already because he's a worldly man of the streets. They even have a conversation around his debt and talking about how the debt was just because of the shisha houses that closed during the vid, and how gambling is his only means of making money, but he knows how to play the game. He knows when. He knows the gambling system. And Michael says, I don't feel comfortable with that. We're shooting pool now. And he's like, Birkan's finally like, why aren't y'all together? Because I know you want her. I know you want that thing. I've been in there. I know you want it. Michael says, listen, Birkan, if I wanted it, I could have had it. All right? I've never tried anything with her. But your girl, she tried something on me. She made a pass at me that was so clear nobody could mistake what it was. And I told her no. When Diddy asked you to party, you got to tell him no. And that's what I did. And I made it. And I keep telling her. So she keeps trying to get that magic stick, Michael. Birkan says, what? I even think Birkan tried to cry this episode, y'all. He said, betrayal. The woman that I love, that I'm sharing my life with, has lied to me, betrayed. She went after you. And he says, you know what, Michael? I believe you. It's Laura now that I don't believe. And Michael's like, hey, this was way before you, man. This was way before you. But I keep telling her no. Presently, I keep telling her no. Birkan is like, I have a lot to think about. I wanted to spend my life with this lady. Now I know that I can never trust her. This is the ultimate betrayal. And because Birkan was with it. He said, Michael, why don't you tell you love her then? Tell you love her. It's not like that. And Michael really, at this point, spilled all the tea. But was this a way to sabotage the relationship like Birkan has been saying this whole time? Was this calculated? Was this a manipulated effort? Because Michael, although he doesn't want her romantically, maybe just wants her still to be his best friend and no one to impede that connection. I don't know, y'all. But overall, that was the episode. It's time for this season to be over. Next week can't come soon enough for me. But you guys, those were my overall thoughts. It was entertaining. However, all these people are added to my prayer list this week because at some point, right, there's got to be a level of shame. There's got to be some self-respect that we muster up. And we take our ass back home to America. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to comment, subscribe. And next week I will be back on camera, honey. But y'all don't want to see me today. All right. But love you much, sweet peas. And I will see y'all in the next video.